Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to take a look at the RSI Ursa Medivac and the Argo MPUV tractor, those new ships and vehicles, and their associated Q&As. They're both surprisingly big for the game. They've got a lot going on or heralded some changes. So let's take a look at the RSI Ursa Medivac. The Ursa Medivac provides frontline medical support essential to any ground operation. The addition of a Tier 3 medbed to the renowned speed, handling and durability of RSI's Ursa means that death and dismemberment are no longer synonymous with defeat. Your grievously wounded infantry can't wait to get back into the fight, get them patched up and back into the fray with the Ursa Medivac. This is made all the more useful as all the Tier 3 medibeds can now be set as respawn points again as of 3.23.1, making this hugely useful in the back of a large ship as a makeshift medbay or something like that. It's got an isolated airlock cabin for the driver and gunner. It's got a turret with 2 size 1 laser repeaters, so it's got a reasonable amount of protection. It's got a ramp in the rear for bringing in patients. It's got a jump seat for a passenger or a medic. It's obviously got that Tier 3 med bed, which can be set as a respawn point, but also treat Tier 3 injuries. It's also got loads of cool skins I saw on the sales page. Nothing in yellow, though. I wanted a crash test dummy one. I thought that would have been absolutely great for this vehicle. But yeah, it's the same size as the normal Ursa. It's 8 meters long, 5.5 wide, 3.25 meters high. It's got room for 3 people, 4 if you count the patient. I think it's a fantastic no frills. It's a medical vehicle. That's what it does. I suppose it has a little bit of additional role that can transport you places. It can get into some light combat because it's got some protection and weapon. It's currently available on the RSI website from $55 to $60 based on whether you're using store credit or not. It's also one of the few ground vehicles that I've actually bought for myself because I went, that's really useful. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Q&A that Cloud Imperium came out with for the Ursa Medivac as well. How does the Medivac differ from the Ursa and Lynx rovers? The Ursa Medivac features a standard Tier 3 medbed with a remote station, which takes up half the rear found in the other rovers. What is the size compared to a base Ursa rover? It's identical to the external dimensions of the existing rover. How do the Ursa Medivac's defenses compared to the base Ursa? The Medivac has slightly more armor than the Ursa to provide additional protection to its occupants, although it's not considered heavily armored. It has the same shield loadout as the base Ursa and Lynx, so a bit better actual physical armor on the vehicle. Does the Medivac have any additional means of defense? Alongside improved armor, the Medivac retains dual Bulldog lasers from the base Ursa. What does this mean for the future of Death of a Spaceman? So this is more referring to the being able to respawn in Tier 3 medical beds, like in the Ursa Medivac. The Ursa Medivac's respawning capability is a small component of a wider interconnected set of systems that we dubbed some time ago as Death of a Spaceman. This framework encompasses everything related to a player's health, death, respawn and legacy. While the respawning system is currently active in the game, other related systems such as regeneration, degradation, inheritance and additional components of Death of Spaceman are yet to come online. It remains our intent for dying and respawning to carry a notable impact, adding more meaning and danger to your adventures in the verse. The idea of Death of a Spaceman and degradation was that you can respawn up until a point, and then eventually your character potentially could die, and you have to create a new one, but you'd inherit the stuff from your old character, but there'd be some sort of like death tax. That's the sort of rough plans, but as your character regenerates more and more and respawns more and more, there's the possibility that they'll start to see actual scars and need replacement limbs and stuff as their DNA doesn't copy perfectly, and there's some problems with the copying of your consciousness and stuff like that. Does it have a manned spotlight to search for casualties or flashing lights and sirens? No. At one point we considered replacing the turret with sirens and lights, but ultimately decided to keep the weapons to aid self-defense. I want sirens, I want the flashy lights. What is the Medivac's top speed compared to the base Ursa? Compared to the base vehicle, the Medivac is slightly slower due to the weight of the additional armor. Does the Medivac have any built-in storage? Yes, it has personal storage and a weapons rack, plus their medbed and a jump seat. Does it feature a better radar to counter hostiles and find people to rescue? No, it comes with the same default radar as the other Ursa rover. Are tyres still planned to be modular? For example, will we be able to equip the Ursa's tyres on the Lynx and the Lynx on the Ursa and that sort of stuff? Yes, tyres are still planned to be swappable, along with things like engines and transmissions. The aim is to bring ground vehicles closer to spaceships in terms of upgradability and progression. So there are going to be more modular options, there are going to be more customization options for a variety of vehicles. Bear that in mind. Are the Ursa and Lynxes paint swappable with the Medivac? Yes, they are all interchangeable. I suppose that does mean that you can paint up a normal Ursa to look like a Medivac, even though it is not. Yeah, really love the Ursa Medivac. One of the first ground vehicles I've actually gone, well, I'm going to buy one rather than just grab it in-game. I'll just put it in the back of a big ship that doesn't have a respawn point. Or even one that does have a respawn point, you can land it and then drive it to a bunker or a location and have a closer respawn point to grab your gear or whatever. It just makes mission running so much easier, having the ability to respawn in these tier 3 beds. It's worth noting as well about the tier 3 medbed respawn stuff. CIG are going to be evolving that somewhat. Star Citizen is alpha for a reason, and if people hate this mechanic or have got some other ideas, they're always willing to listen. There are threads for that on the line. Another interesting ship is the Argo MPUV 1T, the tractor version of the MPUV, adding to the cargo and the personnel variants. So, be the true MVP of space station cargo portering. The MPUV Porter chassis features dual tractor beams for effortless cargo handling, trademark Argo build quality, and a modular setup capable of supporting varied loading operations. So that is an exciting tidbit there. It is modular, and later on, we're going to see lots of different modules for this, or at least a couple. Having set new standards in speed and efficiency, you'd be hard-pressed to find a professional freight operation without a fleet of MPUVs holding it down. It's got dual tractor beams, dynamically handle 16 SU cargo containers with dual tractor beams, strategically positioned for both precision and ease of use. So you've got a size 2 at the front and a size 1 at the rear. Modular versatility. The MPUV's main bay accommodates modular pods for either cargo or personnel transport. Please note, due to pending patents, these modules are not yet available for commercial use and will be released in the near future. So, MPUV has modularity and the ability to effectively carry the same, very similar, cargo and personnel pods that the other MPUVs have. So it sounds like they can do that role of the others. Are they all going to become modular? Is it just going to be a chassis, but this one has tractor beams and the others don't? The ship is 9 meters long, 8.5 meters wide, and 4 meters high, so it's an interesting sort of silhouette of a ship. It will be able to fit in lots of ships, and if you're running a very big ship or a capital class ship, you might want to bring one of these along. In fact, things like the Idris, things like the Javelin, I believe, already have one of these associated with it. Or, I should say, a hangar for an MPUV such as this. It's only $35 to $40 in the RSI store. I say only, you'll be able to buy these in-game. You'll be able to buy all of this sort of stuff in-game. There is at least a 3-month exclusivity window, though, when they release something new to the game like these before they are available to buy in in-game shops, so bear that in mind. It will probably be available in 4.0's cycle at some point, along with the Ursa Medivac. Again, there are some pretty cool paints here, and a bright yellow one, which looks cool. It makes it feel like a construction vehicle. I actually want to buy one just for that paint. Anyway, let's jump into its Q&A. What is the MPUV tractor's intended role? It's an MPUV with 2 tractor beams and a 16 SU cargo hardpoint, so it can be used to load and unload larger ships, make local deliveries, move heavy items, and carry anything else you can think of. That's interesting. Anything else you can think of? Really? Well, will I be able to carry little vehicles with it? I suppose it will. It's got tractor beams. Which ships would benefit from being paired with the MPUV tractor? Anything that needs to be loaded or unloaded in a hurry. If you want to step up your cargo running empire, then the MPUV tractor can be a significant time saver. And I suppose this is where the Ursa rover Medivac and this ship are similar in the fact that they are really great to parasite to another ship that sort of can make use of them. What ships will the MPUV tractor fit inside? It's designed to fit inside any vehicle with an extra small landing pad, though we have no doubt people will find extra places to store them in. Will the ship's cockpit setup differ from the other MPUVs? The tractor received a full interior pass, bringing it in line with the latest dashboard tech, including proper interactive buttons and all new MFD layout. This will be rolled out to the existing MPUVs in the future. How will the ship fit into the scheme of things when freight elevators are implemented? The tractor will be there to do the heavy lifting for bigger ships, such as helping a larger cargo vehicle unload and load their goods. Can I get a cargo or personal transport pod and attach it to the MPUV tractor module bay? Currently no, but in the future we plan to allow this. Can other vehicles or large items, such as an SCU container, be attached to the module bay? Currently, the tractor's cargo bay only supports a 16 SCU crate. Can the other two MPU variants equip tractor beams? Currently no, they're still using the older ship model. However, in the future they will get an update which includes making the pods interchangeable. So it really does sound like effectively the chassis for all of them is effectively going to be the same, and then there's the ability to put tractor beam on the front and back and stick different modules underneath to have it doing a lot of different roles. Will we be able to swap the tractor beams for something else? Currently there are no plans to allow anything other than tractor beams on these hardpoints. Can the two beams be used independently of each other? For example, will each tractor beam be able to carry a container at the same time? Yes. In addition, you could attach a 16 SU container under the body using the cargo hardpoint, allowing you to move up to 3 different cargo containers at once. Do the tractor beams come with spotlights attached, like the Cutlass Red's manned spotlight? No, they are standard tractor beam components, so don't come with spotlights. How does the ship handle movability-wise? The tractor uses the same thruster profile as the other MPUVs, but it's lighter in weight because it doesn't have the module, so there is at least a marginal difference. Does it have small storage compartments on board? Yes, just before you enter the vehicle approaching from the left side, there is a personal storage compartment that will hold a small number of personal objects. So yeah, I really liked that about the MPUV tractor, the fact that it's going to be modular and basically making all the other ones modular as well. And it makes just so useful for utility now. They've just gone, actually, this is a utility shell. Put your tractor beams on it, you can put different pods on it, it can be used for loads of different purposes around your capital ship, around your cargo ship, for even just doing a lot of the trade between you and a small settlement or like a small point of interest. I just really like the idea of this now. Retroactively now, I'm okay with the MPUV winning the ship showdown, because this shell is genuinely super useful. I say shell, I mean chassis. But do you think it's super useful? I'm really interested to know what you think about the MPUV 1T tractor and the Ursa Medivac. Do you think they are absolutely massive for the game and super useful? Do you think that there's going to be loads of things like this? Do you think you'll be able to just do all of their roles effectively without getting additional ships and vehicles like this? Is it something you've bought or are going to buy or are going to get in-game? Or do you think the inclusion of these somehow degrades or ruins the game at all? All of your thoughts, questions, or ideas, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Something else I would love for you to do is check out Beam. Beam is basically converting your webcam into an eye tracking device which is compatible with Star Citizen, and it's currently on sale for 20% off using the code Star Citizen. Use the links below to get to that deal. Also, check out NordVPN, the best darn VPN we've ever advertised on the channel. NordVPN.com/BoredGamer. That will give you better accessibility and security and privacy on the interwebs. Use the link down below for huge discounts on Nord. Click those links. It supports the channel. You want to do that, right? May in Star Citizen is about fleets and Fleet Week and flying with friends, and we've partnered up with Lunar Wolves, a Star Citizen org, to give away a fleet of ships. Commenting on any of my videos during the month not only gets you a chance to win a Spirit C1, but also a Constellation Andromeda, a Vanguard Sentinel, and a Corsair, courtesy of Lunar Wolves. They'll each be going out to a different winner chosen randomly from the video comments. But wait, there is more. Sign up to the Lunar Wolves recruitment page page, link down below, for a chance for even more ships, including an RSI Polaris with lifetime insurance and a Hornet F7C Mark II. Winners of those will be selected randomly from eligible org signups. Lunar Wolves welcome all that share their passion for adventure and love of Star Citizen. You can learn more about them on their org page or at lunarwolves.org. If you would like to further support our channel, please like, subscribe, comment, share these videos. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, and I would love you to, please consider becoming a Patreon or clicking that join button under my videos. It goes a huge way in allowing us to make daily content and keep the channel going. You'll get some exclusive content from that as well. Anytime Zin and I can actually put it out, as well as help evolve the channel with polls and suggestions and that sort of stuff. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and have a great May. It's going to be a good one.